My animals are crazy today. It's always whining upstairs, but we'll get started. So let's start with a little bit of mobility work. And so let's get down, and we're going to just do our 90-90s. We're going to start with 90-90s. I find in the morning that's when my hips are really tight. I haven't done a lot of walking, you know, moving around. So this is a good time to kind of get these joints moving. So for the 90-90s, remember your front leg is at a 90-degree angle, and then you're tucking the other one behind. And again, depending on your mobility, you may not get to a 90-degree angle. You may have to tuck that foot, that back foot behind a little bit. You may have to, sorry guys, you may have to tuck your front foot in a bit, but just so aware that you can sit and your trunk is upright. If you're leaning, then you need to adjust your angle. So you want to be straight up and down, and just, first of all, just let's sit here and let's do some breathing. I know I can feel the tightness, especially in this back hip right now. So just focus on your breath for a couple of breaths.
Great.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to swing our legs. So you may need to have some balance, okay? But what you ultimately want to do is you want to rotate. So now you're 90-90 the other way. Just hang out here for a second. And then swing back. And again, use your arms for balance or assistance as you need. Let's go one more time. One side. And the other side. Now what I want you to do, reset. I want you to take that back knee and lift it up off the ground and put it down. Let's do 5 of those. So you're in that 90-90 position, but you're opening up that back leg. And then I want you to swing over, and we're going to do it on the other side. So again, just reset, have a look at where your legs are. If you need arms for balance, and then you're lifting and lowering. Try and stay as tall as you can. If you can not use your arms for balance, that's even better. Once you've done your 5, roll back to your starting position. Good work, everyone. All right, let's do our squat or our lunge and rotational. So let's start with tabletop. Let's just do a couple of cat-cow. Let's warm up our spine. So for cow, we're pushing our bum back. We're going into a back extension, pushing our head up, big inhale. Exhale to rounded cat. Inhale. Exhale to cat. 3 more on your own time. And back to tabletop. Take one leg forward. Again, thinking about when you're in this lunge that you don't want to break, I have to bring my foot closer. I don't want to go past my knees, right? That's putting all kinds of torque on your knees and on your ligaments. We want to make sure that we're trying to achieve that 90-degree angle. You can see I'm straight there. Nice and tall in the trunk. And I just want you to push that back hip forward. I want you to feel an opening right here. And now you're just going to gently pulse for 5. And reset. Arms up. Pulse for 5. Arms to center. And now we're going to rotate for 5. So cross arm, that's one. Getting that spinal rotation in our thoracic spine. And reset. Switching legs. If balance is an issue, you can take your legs a bit wider so that you've got a bit more stability, and you may find that there's a difference from leg to leg. So let's start with just our pulses. So you're just pushing that back hip forward for 5, nice and gentle. Arms up, pulse for 5. And now we're going to do that rotation for 5. So cross. Woo. This is my tight hip. And reset. I'm going to turn around because I look like a ghost. It's beautiful, but it's cold. All right, back to tabletop. We'll do some thread the needle to a thoracic rotation. So make sure you're nice and set again. Hips are stacked over knees. Body's in a tabletop position. You're going to open up and go down to thread the needle. You're not really holding the motion. This is a dynamic movement, but you're trying to get a full range of motion. And one more. And reset. Make sure that your weight's evenly distributed. And do the other side for 5. And reset to tabletop. Walk your hands back. Slowly come up to standing. We're going to do some deep squat to a hamstring stretch. So we're coming down into our deep squat. Our elbows are hitting our knees. Wherever is accessible to you, you might be higher, that's okay. You just want to really feel it opening through here. Wherever you get to, then I want you to just slowly rock from side to side. Just a gentle movement. And stop. Now we're going to go from this squat to our leg extension. You're going to feel that opening up through your hamstrings. We're warming that up. When we've done that, we're going to slowly roll up. We're going to do a couple of full body rotations and then we'll get into our warm-up. So now we're going to go down, slowly roll. If you have lower back issues, watch that back extension. When you get to the bottom, switch and go the other way. Three in total, both directions. And when you're done, slowly roll up. Excellent. Good work, everybody. Now that always kind of gets me a little bit more limber, ready to do the work. All right, so we'll start with our warm-up. And I'll go through the exercises and the substitutions I made for today. All right, so we're going into our warm-up. We always start with our forward arm circles. Starting slower. We can go a little bit faster than we normally do because we've already done some movement. Make them a bit smaller, a bit tighter. Think about your arms just being an extension. They're nice and straight and really small, really fast. And switch. Keeping those palms facing up to the ceiling. I hear a little crunching in my shoulders. Let's make it a little bit faster, a little bit smaller. And now really small, really fast. All right, let's switch to a squat to hip opener. So squat and over the fence. Really swing that leg around. You should find after that mobility work that you actually have a bit more range of motion than you would normally. Let's move to good mornings. So again, you can have your arms here, here, or up here. What you're looking for, soft knees, forward bend until you feel that resistance in your hamstrings, and then you're pushing up, down, and up. Those of you who are old enough to remember, my parents had a little dipping bird that had a top hat on. You're creating that dipping bird motion. Let's do some leg swings. Find your balance. Doesn't have to be high. You just want to make sure you can keep that balance. Try and keep that core engaged so your body's not swinging. And switch. Whew. Couple more seconds here. Let's move into alternating toe touches. A little bit more than shoulder width apart. We're reaching back. We're getting a full spinal rotation in here as well. Nice rotation, everyone. Good job. Shoulder conditioning. Y, T, W, L. Y, T, W, L. Probably get two more in here. Y. Good job. Let's finish with 30 seconds of skaters. Again, we're springing. It's that lateral movement. Really think about springing from side to side. Nice work. And down. Nice job, everyone. Oops, there we go. All right, so today's exercises We're always starting with our squats. So again, you have 3 options depending where you are. I'd like to see you try and push yourself a bit more. So we can go from squat, but I think most of you are past that. Again, in the squat, our knees are going. You never want your knees to cave in. That's a real sign of a weak glute. You want to be tracking straight or slightly outward in your squat. Your body's nice and tall, core is engaged, and as we're moving out of it, we're basically pushing ourselves up to the ceiling, okay? Think about that. You're really trying to drive yourself up to the ceiling in your squat. So level 1 is squat. Level 2 is squat to a calf raise. So you're going to continue the movement. You're going to try and get higher to the ceiling. You're going to come right up and then back down and right up and back down, or squat jump. So your squat jump. Remember that this is a 40-second interval. So if you take off like a racehorse, it will be very, very hard to maintain that pace for 40 seconds. If you're doing a squat jump in this squat, because our pace is a bit faster, you can do 15 to 20. But if you're doing more than that, you'll be on the floor before we're done. So try and aim to more of the 15 range in this one. But what I really want to see you guys doing is that extension. I want that range of motion. That's what I really want us to focus on, because it's that explosiveness as we're coming up. Like if we're going into a jump squat, that explosiveness is like when we're pulling the paddle through the water, whether we're kayaking or dragon boating or OCing or whatever we're doing. It's getting that explosiveness. It's our brain wiring to know how to move quickly through the water. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is our lunges. I'd like to see a nice spring on your lunge. So as you're coming forward, I want to see you spring back and spring back. But my body is not pushing me back. Let's see if I can do it. I don't want to see that, right? Because now it's my upper body that's driving me forward. I want to see that front leg pushing off into that lunge for you. Again, how far your knee goes down can be determined by your mobility. Ultimately, again, you want to try and get as much range of motion as you can. And that's one of the reasons we do the mobility work ahead of time. Rob asked me after Wednesday why we didn't do the mobility work after. And you can totally do mobility work after your workout. But the whole point of mobility is it's dynamic and it gets those joints moving, kind of knocks some of the rust off of them so that we're in a better position to do the exercises more effectively. So we try and do more dynamic stuff at the beginning of the workout, and then we can move into flexibility and some long stretches, which we'll probably start incorporating next week. Then we go to glute bridges. Now everybody's been doing a great job on these. So I want you to try and do it with the leg extension. So when you're in the leg extension, you're not up here. I just want you even with your knee. But then I want to see you try and keep it at that same spot. I don't want to see this. Okay, it's not a leg raise. We're focused on what our hips are doing. And I want you to try and stay even. And I will call the halfway point of that. Then we roll over for push-ups or go to the wall. One of the things that I'm seeing in push-ups, this group, the form is getting much, much better. Again, I talked about it a bit on Wednesday, that, you know, if you do a push-up wrong, you're still exercising, but you're not getting the benefit out of the exercise. And that's why I'm so picky about the form, especially in a push-up, because the push-up is a body weight transfer to your upper body. That's what we're focusing on, right? So again, here in a knee situation, my shoulders are stacked over my elbows, and I'm coming down with those arrow arms, and I'm pushing the ground away. So I'm not up here. I can do that, and I'm still doing the motion, but you're probably only transferring maybe 30% of your body weight, right? So if you really want to get the the full impact of the exercise, and you're doing the work anyway, so you may as well get the full benefit of the exercise. You want to try and transfer as much as possible. And, you know, and again, if you want to try, you know, if you're there and you're ready to try toe, you know, have them on the edges of your mat and go down and pushing away. You know, I don't think anybody in this group is ready for more than that, but you can even go to a decline push-up, wherever my little stool is. My coach saves these little gems for me. Let's see if we can do it. Now you're transferring even more of your body weight, right? So it's all about that lever and where you set that lever for yourself. But even if you're doing it against the wall, you're still getting the benefit of it. When you're at the wall, make sure that you're leading with your chest, not with your head. All right, so that like if you're coming down like this, again, you're not getting the benefit of this. So lead with your chest and really feel that motion, right? That's what I want to see. Make sure your arms are wide enough when you're on the wall too. There is a close grip push-up, which is more tricep focused. I don't think we're ready for that yet. We may get there, but I don't think we're ready for that yet. Try and keep those arms about here, not too wide, about there. Nice arrow arms. None of this. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to see that. You're going to put extra torque on your shoulder. Then we're going to do a new one called bear crawl. So bear crawl, we're down. We're going to hover. You can see my shins are parallel to the ground. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a tough one for me. It's a compound exercise, right? We're working a lot of different muscles. So try and go for 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. See how you do. If we have to do some modifications, we will. But it's a really, really good exercise. Then we're going to try a new one for tricep dips. If you, I know Annie, with your wrists, this one may not be accessible to you. So again, you may do the pulse. If you're doing the pulse and you're standing doing the pulse, you're over like you're going to do a bent over row. Keep those elbows tucked. I don't want to see the elbows moving, right? That's not what I want to see. It's not this, it's this. We're just focusing on feeling your triceps if you're doing that pulse. If you guys want something more, I saw this yesterday. I thought this was a good one. So you're basically starting here and you're pulling through and you're coming back up. And again, it's a test today. We're beta testing it. There is a lot of pressure on your shoulders. It might be too much and we may have to adapt. But I am trying to figure out a way where we can really get that tricep work in the exercise. So we'll try that one today. Then we're going to move back to our back for heel touches. I think Brenda calls them penguins. So then you're on your back like you would be doing a glute bridge. And I want you to just reach for our obliques. And again, think about what part of your body's working in that. We really want to be focused on really contracting that oblique and working that. And then we're going to finish with our inchworm to mountain climbers. So walking down into our inchworm. Again, your nice soft knees as you go down. You're walking out. You want to be at least at a full plank position. You can go here if you really want some challenge. That makes the mountain climbers hard. You want to get out to about your full plank, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and walk yourself back up. After that, we have a 2-minute break. I'm hoping we can get 4 rounds in today. Definitely 3. We're going to start with squats. Grab a quick drink. We are going in 10 seconds. And I will call out the exercises. 3, 2, 1, go. Squats to raise or jump. Stay nice and tall. Nice and explosive on the up. More seconds. Resetting, going to lunges. Remember, think about being a spring. You want to spring back on that movement. We're going in 5 seconds. Alternating legs. Go. Make sure your knees are tracking forward, your trunk is nice and tall. Resetting down to the mat for our glute bridge with leg extension. Go this way. Now I can see the clock. Getting ready, 5 seconds. Arms out for balance. Go. Remember, you're just driving your hips up to the ceiling. Try and keep those hips stable. Make sure they're not wobbling side to side. Switching legs. Five more seconds. Rolling over or up to the wall or a table for push-ups. Again, whatever version is accessible to you. I want to see nice lever bodies and arrow arms. Go. Tina, bring your arms just a hair closer together and give me those arrow arms. Better. Harder, I know. But better for your shoulders. Good job, everyone. Exhaling on the up as you push away. Down. Good work, everyone. All right, we're going to try our bear crawl. So like you're going to go into a downward facing dog, but you're going to hover. Getting ready. Go. Walking out for 3 and walking back. Trying as hard as possible to keep those shins close to the ground, parallel with the ground. Almost there. Down. Rolling over for our tabletop to tricep dip. See how we do with this. Person demonstrating it to me on the video made it look, really easy. All right, so we're going from tabletop, swinging through. Tabletop, swinging through. down. I think we'll alternate that one. Heel touches down to the ground. Feet in position like we're going to do a glute bridge, also known as a penguin. Go, just reach for either side. Halfway. Slowly walk yourself back up to standing. Going into our inchworm to plank or inchworm to mountain climbers. Nice soft knees. Go. Going up to standing. Okay. And down. 2-minute break. In the tabletop to tricep dip, that's a lot of body transfer. If you have a dumbbell or a heavy book that you want to use instead and do a tricep extension, feel free to do that. I found that a lot of pressure on my triceps. You can do dips like we did on Wednesday night. Just depends on what equipment is available to you, whether you have that option.
Gwen, for bear crawl? For bear crawl, because of my back, can I just hold it in the hover? Is that a good
You can. Is that okay? Can you be stable?
It feels okay. Yeah, it feels okay, but once I start moving, then my back, so.
Then hover. You may have to drop. 40 seconds is a long time to hold that. Okay. So even just maybe do up to a count of like 5, and then reset, just so that you're not putting all that pressure. But also think about really pulling your core in. Okay? And do that.
Okay. Thanks.
Kathleen, on your wrists. Yeah, you can plank, Kathleen. That's fine. It is a tough one. It is a really tough one. It's just trying to come up with compound exercises that, you know, we can do. And again, if it's not working for people, we'll swap it out. We'll figure out something else. But you can certainly hold a plank as well.
What is the positioning of your hand for the bear crawl?
Basically, here, okay, so I'm basically stacked here, okay? Like I'm in tabletop and I'm coming up. That's basically it. And if moving there, Jamie, I know you're not on camera right now. This is also really effective, just coming up, hover, drop, hover, drop.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, great, thanks.
And I asked about positioning of hands and asked about bear crawl. I meant for the tricep one.
Oh, the tricep one. This is a really tough one. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it. That's why I say we may alternate something else. So you're in tabletop, and ideally you want to be like this, right? Because you're not getting any work this way, right? That's a chest. So you want to be focused on your triceps. So you're up here, and you're just swinging your butt back, whatever your range of motion is, and then pushing up. So it's a swing.
Yeah, I had my hands pointed sideways, and I was difficult doing it forward. So
And
I
it
wasn't
is, it
sure
may
how
not
it
be,
was
because
supposed to
I
be.
can feel it's like it's really tight. Like it's that's why I say you may want to find the focus of that piece is your triceps. So again, you know, we can do the pulses. I just think for the pulses, people aren't getting enough out of the pulses. So I want to see, you can easily, like I say, go get a book, go get something, some sort of weight where you're doing the extension. Exactly. The focus on it, the beauty of doing that as a compound movement is you're getting a hip extension, you're getting some ab work, and you're getting the tricep work all in that exercise. But I know even for me, the body weight transfer, as I go back, I'm like, whoa, I can really feel that. So, you know, it may not be accessible. I'm going, I don't know if I can do, 3 or 4 rounds of this. What I want, what that set is designed for is tricep. So I'm good with whatever version of tricep you want to do, okay? But yes, you want the hands here because that's that motion, right? This is what we want to be working right here. So if we're this way, our chest is open. And if we're this way, we're just kind of going through the movement. Then it's more lower body focused. Okay? Let's see where our clock is here. We've still got a minute, guys. We'll take a little extra rest. Take a second to adjust if you need to go get a weight, if you need to, hold on, where are we? Oop, hold on. If you need to go get something to be able to do those additional exercises, go get it. Again, we're a work in progress, right? We're trying to figure it out as we go. We'll go in about 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't want anybody putting extra force on their shoulders or on their triceps trying to do something. Sometimes modifications are essential. All right, everybody back in position. So we are starting with our squat jumps or our squat to calf raise for 40 seconds. Getting ready, go. Nice and tall. Try and keep that upper body tall. Even if you're in the jump, you want to almost be launching yourself. So down, up, down, up. Okay, leaning forward. You're redirecting that. You're offsetting that body weight transfer. We want to go nice and tall on the up. Okay, you may do less of them, but you're going to get more effect out of the exercise. You can certainly use your arms for momentum. All right, switching to lunges. I'm gonna turn this way, sun's out of my face now. Again, thinking about your range of movement here, what's accessible to you. This works your glutes, your hamstrings, your hip flexors. Nice and tall, springing back. Nice and tall, springing back. Good work. Whoop. Down for glute bridges, leg extension. Again, how high up you get the leg isn't really important to me. It's trying to keep these hips stable in the motion. If you want more challenge, take the balance of your arms out of the equation and do the lift that way. But really try and push that hip up towards the ceiling. Switch. And just pay attention to your torso. Is it twisting? Are you able to keep it stable? Draw that belly button into your spine. Keep everything engaged. Switching, rolling over, or getting into position for push-ups. Turn this way so I can see the screen. Five seconds, everyone. Go. Just watch those elbows, Tina. It's looking much better, though. Lead with your chest. Nice. Tuck your pelvis in a little bit, Jamie. You've got a bit of a back extension. Switching to bear crawl, hover, plank. Getting ready. Up. If you've got the room, you can do a bit more steps. Almost there. Down. Again, this is our tricep work. So you can do a weight with a tricep extension, tricep pulse, or tabletop to push through. I'm going to try it with a little bit of a, let's see if this helps me. Up. That's a lot of torque on my tricep. Nice work, everyone. Good work, Annie. Doing a good job keeping those elbows stable. Those who are doing extensions, keep those elbows close to your ears. Good work. Nicely done. Heel touches. So back down into that glute bridge position. Again, if you need to make it a bit harder, move your feet farther away. Make those heels harder to get to. Go. Try and keep those knees stable. Keep them nice and locked in position. Almost done. Down. Last one. Inchworm to mountain climbers. I don't know about you guys. This is a hard one today. Whew. Getting ready. Go. Reset at the top. Think about your position. I just caught myself in my inchworm. I was rocking back. Make sure that those elbows are stacked over your wrists. You're basically in that plank position. Down. 2-minute break. Good work, everyone who did the tricep extensions. I think we're axing the tabletop next week. I'll find something. So next week in our HIIT training, we're going to focus on our heart rate a bit more and look at how hard we're working. So we'll spend the first part, we'll do a little bit of mobility work like we did this morning on Wednesday. Then we'll take our resting heart rate, do a bit of mobility work. Then we'll start watching our ranges. You want to be, if you feel you're unconditioned, because I won't say anybody here is unconditioned, you only want to be at about 65 to 70% of your heart rate. Everybody else, I want you 75 to 80, really no higher than 80 at this point. Planks bugging you too, Kathleen? No? Oh, I didn't see it, sorry. Read the chat. Oh, good. Was better. Excellent. All right, we're going in 20 seconds. One more round, we'll see how everybody's feeling. Like right now, my heart rate's at about a 60%. In strength training, that's about where you want to be. Go. Squat to raise or squat to jump. When you're jumping, you want to be nice and tall, especially when you're getting tired. It's easy to offset by leaning forward. You'll be nice and tall. You're just driving yourself up. Think about being explosive. Reset for lunges. I'm liking everybody's motion in their lunge. Try and stay upright. Don't let your body start to take over with the momentum. Getting ready. Go. Go this way. I can't see you guys. Keeping that upper frame nice and steady. Don't let it waver. We want to make sure we're working the muscles that we want to work in this particular exercise. Five more seconds. All right, down for glute bridges. Good job, everybody. Again, in your glute bridge, it's not how high your leg is, it's the hip extension. So you want to be pushing that right up, not to where your back is curling, to a neutral spine. If you need to make it harder, take your arms out of the equation. Really feel that extension. Switch. And focus on your body. Are your hips rocking side to side? Are your knees wiggling? Really think about driving that hip up. Switch into your push-ups. Going in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, you're on. I'm gonna just keep an eye on you. Nice, Tina, that's awesome. Good work. If you need a break, stop at the top. Push away and just give yourself a break. Now go. Good work. Those are great. Nice, Jamie. That's much better form. Pushing away nice and strong. All right. Plank, bear crawl, hover. Going in 5 seconds. Up. Go. Almost there. Down. All right, triceps. So it can be an extension, keeping those elbows nice and tight. It can be a pulse. It can be a tabletop pull through. Go. Almost there. Down. On your back for heel touches. Again, how do you make it harder? It's moving your heels farther away. Make sure you're staying solid through your frame and your knees aren't wavering and helping in the motion. You may need to reduce how close to your heels you get if you can't keep the rest of your body stable. Switch. Final one, inchworm to mountain climbers. Ready, nice soft knees, down. Make sure you're stacked. Reset at the top. And down. Good work, everyone. I think 3 rounds is enough for today. Seeing a lot of sweaty, tired bodies. We'll keep working on the tricep. I have another one, but then I got to swap out push-up. So we'll evolve. We'll get it right before we're back in the tank. So let's just catch our breath. Keep moving a little bit. We're going to do a cool down. So I yelled at everyone on Wednesday before everybody cut out about making sure you have some protein. You've just depleted your energy store, right? So you need to start repaying that back. So you really want to have some protein within the first half hour or so. Afterwards, eggs, peanut butter. I mean, if you can do carbs don't agree with me, so I don't do a lot of carbs, but you know, you can do some carbs as well, because we've just depleted all of our glucose and glycogen stores. That's why we're tired, that's why we're fatigued. So you want to focus on your nutrition as well. You know, when I say that in the theme, it's push the reset button, and I've got a lot more information I want to share with you. Thinking about the timing of what you're eating is also really important. And when we're exercising, it's as important as what we're eating. So make sure, I know I'm going up to have breakfast after this, make sure that you are eating something. So let's do a cool down. We'll do about a 10-minute cool down. We'll take some extra time to cool down today, and then I'll let you guys go a little bit early. So let's start with some shoulder rolls. Nice and slow. Good work today, everybody. I know I keep switching gears on you guys, but I'm trying to keep it even for everyone who doesn't have access to weights. Okay, switching directions. There is an exercise, you can try it on Monday, called a Pike Push-Up, where you're almost in downward facing dog and doing a push-up, and that works our triceps. So we may try introducing that and see how everybody does with it. Cross arm stretch. Make sure you're keeping that shoulder down. Switching to a tricep stretch on that arm. Just want to say that Tina progressed in her push-ups today and rocked it. So I was really, really pleased to see that. That was fantastic. Switching arms, cross arm stretch. Your form was awesome. It's about little victories, right, for each of us. The only person we're really competing against is the person we see in the mirror. And it's hard sometimes, especially when we're in a group setting. I see it in the tank very often that someone will look at, switching to tricep stretch, look at somebody who's maybe further along in their journey and they want to do that. But they can't do it with good form because their body isn't ready for it yet. So it's very introspective. I'm always pretty giddy after a workout if I can do something that I couldn't do before, or if I can do it with more weight. Or if I've noticed I'm a bit more explosive, give your arms a shake. It's individual victories. I always say I just want to be in a boat with people who are giving their 100%. Whatever their 100% is, if I know they're giving everything up to goalposts, you win. No matter what position you finish in, then everybody's a winner. And drop. And up. I can hear Rob on the paddler. Well, I can hear the paddler, I can't hear him. And drop. One more time up. And down. Okay, let's do our next stretch, our scaling stretch. We take our hand behind. And just you have to find that position because it's different for everybody. So we're releasing our neck muscles. We're releasing our upper trap. And release. Switching. Could be different from side to side. It's definitely different on either side for me. This is a passive stretch. And release. Feet a bit more than shoulder width apart. Want to do a trunk rotation. Hips are straight. We're rotating from our belly button and we're twisting to the side. You can take your arm to help you. You can take your gaze to follow your outstretched arm. But you want a nice spinal twist. Coming back. Other side. Make sure nice deep breaths. When we exercise, we create something called an oxygen deficit. Because when we start exercising, our body doesn't create the amount of oxygen we need at the beginning. So we continue to breathe heavy after we work out because we're trying to repay that debt. Getting oxygen to our muscles helps to release that lactic acid that's built up as well. Let's go up into a forward fold. So nice big breath in. Rolling down. Again, when you're in your forward fold, don't lock your knees. Knees are nice and soft. What you're trying to do is push your chest close to your shoulders. You should feel the release right through here. Nice deep breaths here. Take those arms, swing them over to the left side. Come back to center. Take the arms over to the right side. Back to center. Rolling up slowly. Hands are resting on our quads. We're going to do some cat-cow here. Nice and slow. Big inhale. Nice deep exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go down on the mat. Legs out in front of us. Take one leg, pull it in, cross it over. Take the opposite hand and wrap it around. And go into a spinal twist. You're going to feel a release in your glute. You're going to get a nice spinal twist. Make sure you're breathing, especially if things feel tight. Back to center, switch legs. Pull in, cross that arm over, and twist. And release. Let's get on tabletop. Put your toes together, walk forward into a child's pose. Child's pose is very active. You want to be reaching your fingers away from your body so you can feel that side body stretch. And at the same time, you're pushing your butt, your glutes towards your heels. Now I want to do a thread the needle, so we're going to take one arm up and we're going to come across. Everyone's mobility is different. You want to work to a position where your ear or your head is resting on the ground and you're feeling that release through your shoulder blades. Reset, other arm. Back up. Swing one leg forward for pigeon. So in pigeon, you're trying to get your front leg as close to 90 as possible. Walk that back leg back. You may stay here. This may be what's accessible to you. You can feel a glute stretch right here. If you need more, you can walk your arms down. You can be on your forearms, or you can even rest your head on the ground. It's a fairly intense stretch. So move to where you're just feeling that pressure and that release. You don't want to feel pain in this stretch. But we did a lot of lower body work and a lot of glute work. So I'm going to open that up. Coming back up, switching legs. Go. Again, work your way down. Whatever is accessible to you. Walking yourself back up, going back to sitting. Going to do a cobbler stretch, so bringing the soles of your feet together, sitting up nice and tall, just letting your knees drop, opening up those inner thighs and externally rotating your hips. Nice deep breaths. Heart rate should be back down. Now roll to your side, come up to standing. We'll do a couple deep breaths to finish. Nice deep breath in, everybody. Again. Hold at the top. Exhale. Last time. And exhale. Well done, everybody. Good work. So next week, because we're still struggling with that tricep, that seems to be the one we can't get a finger on. If you've got some light dumbbells, have them ready at your station and we'll figure it out. I do want to maybe try the pike push-ups and see how they are, because